Hey guys, this is Aaron and Matthew from MTGChallengers doing another Magic the Gathering commentary video. Today we have Alex on the left playing Mono Green Devotion, and he's going up against Evan on the right playing Abzan Graveyard. So Matthew, between these two decks, who would you say has the upper hand?
I would say that Abzan probably has the upper hand because they have Siege Rhino, a bunch of they probably have a bunch of removal in there. And whereas Mono Green, they have a bunch of big dudes that will just bait out a bunch of the removal. But Mono Green does have a good matchup against this because they got Satyr Wayfinders, they got Chord of Calling, they got, well, there's Polykranos right there, and Genesis Hydra, which is very, very good.
Mulligan.
Yeah, I would say I like Abzan. Abzan, it's my favorite color combination, but I have to say Mono Green probably has the upper hand in this case because really what you don't want to do with Mono Green, you don't want to give it time, which is what the Abzan Graveyard deck is going to do because it's a mid-range deck. So, you know, it ramps up to things, it reanimates stuff. But as good as Abzan can be, I really don't think it could beat a Mono Green deck just going off like they are known to do if given enough time. They do have a lot of similarities, like they both play Hornet Queen, and they're both, you know, green-based mid-range decks. But in this case, I would say really the edge goes to Mono Green here. So Evan there on the right took his opening 7. Alex here moles to 6, and he's going to take this one. So starts out with probably the best turn 1 play any green deck wants, a mana and an accelerant. So
that's really good in Alex's hand. I saw 2 Nykthoses over there.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
And he just gets Voyaging Satyr. So yeah, 2 mana guys, a Nykthos, and a Forest, and the ticking time bomb of having Voyaging Satyr and Nykthos out at the same time as the devotion gets heavier. That's going to be very, very key in this game to be able to activate it twice per turn. So, but Evan fetches a Forest with a Windswept Teeth at the end of his turn, and let's see what he's going to do.
I see a bunch of lands over there. I don't really see a bunch of things.
I see a whip. Looks like green is definitely even beyond tempo. But
there's something.
Abzan just got a Siege Rhino, which is definitely a very, very good card, especially if you can get it out a turn earlier, which looks like he will because he gets a Sylvan Caryatid. So yep, Junk is Sylvan Caryatid just pulls the 3 colors together really, really well. So
Let's see if Alex is gonna.
I see a Polykranos in there. I see a Chord of Calling, another Nykthos, another Forest. So, yeah, Mono Green looks like Mono Green's in a very solid position at the moment. He's probably, I just go for the Polykranos here.
Playing Polykranos. And on my turn.
All right.
All
right, so really
Siege Rhino over there.
Yep.
Dang.
Turn 3 Siege Rhino, which is definitely a very solid place to be.
I lose 3. You gain 3. Pass turn.
Really kind of interesting in that the vast majority of the lands in that deck, I believe, are duals, but he has all basics out there. But he's lucky enough to have all basics, but still have all his colors. So yeah.
I'll play Forest.
Okay, another Forest. Land is something a green deck always wants an abundance of, definitely. So he swings for 5. Fortunately, Evan here cannot trade with the Polykranos because the Siege Rhino is only 4 power, so I would just take it in this case. It's not really, I wouldn't call it a worthy trade-off at this point in time. But let's see, yeah, he takes it.
Oh, my turn.
Of course, if Siege Rhino was a 5/5, that would just be beyond scary and really, really, really good. Another Siege Rhino?
Okay.
No.
No, I was going to play Whip, which...
is probably better at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, wants to get out, start getting a chain of life gain going.
The end of your turn?
At the end of the turn, he's probably...
Yeah, at the end of the turn, it looks like he's going to chord. He can't actually do a Nykthos profitably now. He does have 4 devotion. So he's going to do it for 4.
Untap it, and then probably use the 4
4
to get
so
another...
5, 6, 7. Either 7 or 8.
5 for 5.
There's Nelia. That.
It looks like he's thinking.
Oh,
Yep,
there it is.
takes Neely. So, and she is actually a creature already. So that was the 5th devotion needed. So he's got a 6/6 out there. All of the other creatures have trample, which, especially since he does have Voyaging Satyr and Nykthos out there, he's going to be able to create a lot of mana to actually be able to pump up. Use Nylie's pump ability several times to really pump up those creatures and get some trample damage going here. So really at this point it looks like a pretty solid win for on the mono green side, but let's see up.
Oh, Genesis Hydra.
It keeps getting better and better. Genesis Hydra.
Let's see, how much can he do it for this turn?
He can do it for 5. Spend it for 5. Untap. Another 5.
And then get...
So let's see, 5, spend 2.
He'd get it for 8, right?
So you get it for 8, and then 9, 10.
I'll attack with Paul Kratos.
Oh, looks like he's going to swing. He doesn't want to take the 5 again, so just lets him
Bring-
die, which is, I would say, a pretty solid choice at this point because he does have another one in his hand. And 5 damage is a lot. That's 25% of your life total. So
Let's see, what's he gonna do?
let's see, I think he's trying to decide whether he wants to make it monstrous or not, which I wouldn't think is a very good choice at this moment because the Siege Rhino is the only thing he can target. The Caryatid does have hexproof, and the Siege Rhino was already going to die anyway, so I would just wait out until you have some more devotion to be able to capitalize on it a little more.
So
But,
deal.
yeah.
I do 5.
And then...
Yep, it just looks like he's just going to...
And then Evan gains 4.
Yep, he does gain 4 from the whip does give his creatures lifelink, so...
Main phase 2.
And
Nykthos activating for 5.
looks like Alex is gonna play Genesis Hydra.
Alright, looks like he's going to do his Genesis Hydra.
Untap Nykthos.
Doing, I believe he can do it for 10 at this
2 out of
point.
7, go down to 5.
He untaps it and taps Nykthos again for...
Genesis
Yeah.
Hydra for 8. Sure.
Ooh. Yep. Well, no, it's 8. Land.
Yeah, he can make 10 mana, so you have to pay
Land.
2 mana, so it's 8.
That's...
Oh, man. 5?
That's...
6? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's just a bust.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a bust. Well, not totally. He did get 1 creature, but that's pretty much the last creature he wanted at this point.
I would have been fine with a Corsair
But, I
from
mean,
that, man.
I mean, he's still got an 8/8 trampler, so, it's not like he really needed that to be any good.
Okay.
But,
That will be the end of my turn.
See,
I would say it's still good in that he filtered all those lands to the bottom or to the graveyard, but he actually didn't because you do have to shuffle your library back up, so there's no guarantee that that's going to have any kind of filtering effect.
things are going to get pretty scary for Evan over there if he doesn't get another blocker out. And
It looks like he's just going to play another Caryatid.
Sure.
And what was
And this,
was he...
Satyr
alright.
Wayfinder.
Alright.
Alright, so that's the top 4, and he can put a land into his hand. And he hasn't played a land yet for turn, so
Ooh.
he can play this Urborg, which is the one and only one. It's a very good card, but I think at this point he wants the Malady more because of the Scry. He already has all of his colors. So I don't think he needs the fixing. Yeah, takes the malady.
And then let's see if he keeps it on top. See if it's good.
Seems like a good play. Yes.
Yep. Thinking about it, because he's in a really tight spot at the moment. He is still technically ahead in the life, but in board presence he is just not there at all. Where in comparison to mono green.
Because all the
Because again, keep in mind these do have trample. These creatures are trampling over, so even he's not going to be able to just chump the chump with the Wayfinder for the Genesis Hydra and prevent all 8 of the damage. Unfortunately.
Oh man, that was not a good draw for Alex. I think that was another mistake. Oh no, wait, was that a mistake? I don't know. I couldn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, and keep in mind, we haven't seen this game either, so we're first as here as well. But yeah, looks like he did have a mystic, so he plays another one.
Let's see.
All right, to assumably get his devotion back up there. All right, so he's activating Nykthos. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10
so
actually.
How's it for 10?
Take out 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's make another 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right, 9.
He
Sorry.
activates it for 9. No problem. He activates it for 9. He has 10, 11, 12, or 10, 11. Then he untaps.
Does it again.
To do it again, and then he plays another Nykthos and does it again. So I believe that's 25 mana, and it looks like he's going to monstrous off his Polakranos for 12. He doesn't have any legal targets other than the Wayfinder, which is going to pick off. And so that's a 17-17 Polakranos with trample. This with the 8/8, and
Nelia can swing as well because her
it is other creatures, so he can chump. I believe he can chump the Nelia.
And he doesn't. He goes after the Polakranos.
He blocks the Polakranos, which means he takes 14. 8. 14. Yeah, that's lethal. Oh, looks like a bit of forgetfulness on the part of the players. I think they just forgot that the creatures have trample, because according to the rules, he just blocked the Polakranos. He just blocked the Polakranos with the Caryatid, which normally prevents all the damage, but since it's trample, that only prevents 3 of it. So he still took 14 from that, and he took another 6 and 8. So yeah, that's well over lethal right there. So yeah, that's kind of a slip on part of both the players, but. I mean, really, I don't see Mono Green losing this at all, no matter what. So
he's
probably just going to make the game go on longer than it needs to. But really, just a lesson for everyone out there. Just be sure you read all your cards, even if you think you know what it means. But it looks like he's doing some more Nykthos shenanigans.
He's probably going to pump with.
Yeah, he's going to use. I believe he's going to use the Nelia's pump ability.
Give 2
Yeah.
buffs to each of these 3 creatures.
And then
So
yeah, that's.
+4/+4.
Is he gonna? How's he gonna block? Okay.
He's going to chump, which he can do that. He can chump with the Caryatid at Nylea, because it does say other creatures, so that does prevent all the damage there.
But then that's way more with the Genesis Hydra in the back.
Good game 2.
And
all right.
There's the hand.
So Mono Green does.
Man.
Mono Green wins. Again, a little bit of a slip, but only really made the game go on a couple turns longer. So yeah. So looks like my assessment, at least at the first, was correct for game 1. So let's see what happens in game 2. What do you think as for side options? What do you think? What do you think Mono Green does here?
Mono Green, I would say. Let's see. They probably want to side in the Hornet Queen for late game if it goes out in late game, because I saw Evan side in Nick's Fleece Ram, and then Hunt the Hunter. I just like the card.
Yeah,
it's just really good. And then
he definitely wants to stay away from the Mist Cutter Hydras. They really don't do anything whatsoever, except for coming down on turn 1, which the deck doesn't really need to do anyway. It's not going to be playing very aggressively, in my estimation, because he will be on the draw here. So the Mistcutter Hydras can definitely stay out. Actually, Scuttling Doom Engine is actually a fantastic card for this matchup because, I mean, it gets past all of the mana guys. It can't be 6/6, can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So it gets past, obviously, Caryatid because it's power 0. Mm-hmm. Gets past Elvish Mystic, Wayfinder. Gets past, like, Hornet Queen tokens and stuff. So Scuttling Doom Engine, yeah, I actually see him right there taking the Scuttling Doom Engines out. So that's definitely probably the best choice that the deck can make in this side. I also think Unravel the Aether could be pretty good because the Whip of Erebos is one of Abzan's critical sort of centerpieces. So to be able to just tuck that back into the library could be really valuable. I'd say that's pretty much it. He might want to go the full 4 with the Hornet Queen, and I would suggest Junk or whichever one you want to call it, Abzan, do the same thing with its sideboard, just to sort of fight fire with fire.
And if Alex wanted to go a longer game and make Evan a little bit mad, he could just make a side in Nelia's Disciple because he's just got all that devotion back there.
That's definitely. I remember I've gotten blown up by that card a couple of times. Like someone, I was playing. I believe it was actually one of the games to play here. He did the. We'll just cut this out.
I think it was Casey that was playing Mono Green, and he just gained like 20.
Yeah, he gained something like 15 or 20 life, and kind of really blew me out because I was playing the burn deck. All right, you want to make a couple comments about what Abzan wants to do?
I don't know about Abzan. Abzan just makes the game go long, and it wants to just make the game even longer. And the only way to do that from this sideboard is to side in Nyx Fleece Ram, and to put a threat on the field later on is Elspeth Sun's Champion, hands down. That card has just won me games.
Yeah, I would definitely. I'm not sure about the Ram. I think it's a little slow, and the 5 toughness. The problem is it can block Polykranos for a turn, but so can something with 1 toughness. It still dies. It can't. It's not gonna block all day every day or anything like that, unfortunately. But definitely Elspeth I would suggest, because mainly for the -3, it can effectively be a board wipe. It can take out the Polykranos' Arbor Colossus, which can also be a pretty big threat. Again, go up to the full 4 for the Hornet Queen, because you just want, especially in this matchup, you want to resolve that card as often as possible. Beyond that,
Banishing Light would actually be okay in this.
Yeah, I mean, really, all the Banishing Light Hero's Downfall, all the removal you can make room for, would definitely be in their favor, because that's really the area where Mono Green has a weakness, in that it plays so many creatures. Its only removal is really through the creatures themselves, like Arbor Colossus is monstrous. So, as for the specific numbers, we'll really have to see. I'm not sure what you do with Thoughtseize in this case.
I honestly wouldn't side it in, because Mono Green, it's just got too many creatures, and if you just get 1 threat, there's more and more.
Yeah, it definitely could be a potential. Like, you can Thoughtseize take away, if they have a Nykthos, you can take away their Voyaging Satyr. But it's not like I don't think it'd be the force that Thoughtseize was like in the original Mono Green with Burning Tree Emissaries and Garrick's, wherein basically you turn 1 Thoughtseized and you just took their Garrick and they couldn't win. But I mean, I'd say this Mono Green is much more balanced, and it has a lot more win conditions than that deck did. So, not really convinced Thoughtseize would be a good option. But let's see what kind of choices are made here. All right, looks like they've completed their decisions and getting shuffled up for game 2. As for side strategies, I like I always like the main advantage that multicolor decks have over monocolored ones is versatility, which versatility, it really comes into effect game 2 because they have more colors, so they can put more stuff in the sideboard that answers a wider variety of threats. Like, the Abzan deck has black and white for some extra removal that just green doesn't have. However, I really think mono green's still probably going to have this because I just like the consistency. And like Scuttling Doom Engine is such a good sideboard card against this matchup. It's 6 damage. That's that's almost a third of your starting life total. So I want to say even that card alone could actually take this out because the creatures themselves are probably enough removal for his creatures because they're pretty similar. And again, you have stuff like Siege Rhino, which can't kill the Polychronos, which will kill the Siege Rhino. I still think mono green's gonna have this, and that's what I was gonna say. Even for the stuff that you want to remove, like the non-creature stuff, he still has the Unravel the Aethers for the whip. So I think green is still gonna overall take this one.
The only thing I have to say about the Scuttling Doom Engine is if he plays a Siege Rhino over there or anything of that sort, or if he just takes
but even then it can block it, but it's still just gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6 toughness, so even for the creatures that can block it, it still doesn't kill it. He's gonna have to Murder's Cut it or something like that.
Which
hopefully he didn't take any of those out.
that would be just
that would be very unwise because that card's very, very, very good for this deck.
Because all you're doing is you're feeding stuff into your graveyard, and that just potentially makes that a 1-drop kill a creature.
Yeah, 1-drop instant kill, destroy target creature. Again, for the hero, I'm not sure about Hero's Downfall. I think you might just want to do Banishing Lights because Hero's Downfall. The only Planeswalker is Nissa. I'm not really sure if she's that big of a threat.
She can
for this
be,
match.
but...
She can be, but she's kind of a secondary choice. Like if you're not getting the Nykthos out there normally, you'll settle for Nissa. But I don't know if just her is enough to justify the downfall. But
I like having the draw on the game too. Seems fun.
Let's see if they'll finish shuffling here eventually. All right.
Here we go.
Let's see. So looks like Evan's going to be on the play here. Let's check out the hands.
Let's see what mono green's got.
All right. I think I see a Hornet Queen.
I see an Armor Colossus.
I see a Polychronos, a Caryatid. I don't see many lands though.
And Evan over there.
He's got a Sandstep Citadel, which is great turn 1. Yeah, just what I thought. It doesn't look like he has enough lands, so he's going to mull to 6 again. But yeah, Evan's got a Sandstep Citadel, which is a Sandstep Citadel, a Land War Wastes. So pretty good on the mana. Commune with the Gods, great turn 2 play. Hornet Queen, Siege Rhino, and Elspeth. Yeah. This is Evan's in a pretty good spot. 2 lands to be on the play for this deck is a little low, but I think he's probably going to draw into some more. I would have liked that. I think he wants that Land War Waste to be a Scry land, so maybe get to another land. But I think he could probably pull this one out, depending on what Evans or what. Oh, there's that engine. Yeah, what Alex's Mold of 6 is, but it looks like he's going to keep this one. Yep, Sandstep Citadel.
And if Alex
again, probably the best turn 1 land for the deck.
Oh, there's a Courser. I was about to say that Courser could be the best thing for him right now.
No Accelerant, though.
Oh, man.
He's got Sandstep Citadel number 2.
Is he going to do a Caryatid?
No, he's going to do the he's going to do the Commune. Which, top 5 cards, he can put a creature or an enchantment from among them into his hand. And there, I would definitely choose the Whip in this case. It is pretty much almost always the card you want to grab with that card.
Then he can whip it back later with Ashen Rider.
Yeah, those cards do come into his grave, but
Wait, what did he take? I didn't.
He took the Caryatid.
Oh man.
Kind of interesting decision there because usually you want to take the whip and then just whip back whatever you got in the grave, but.
All right.
Yep. Oh, looks like
Alex missed
Alex is stuck on one land, unfortunately. Yep, and he plays the Caryatid, plays Sandstep Citadel number 2.
Oh, there is a Nykthos.
Yep, there's a Nykthos and Voyaging Satyr. Or I saw the Voyaging Satyr in his hand, but he plays the Caryatid first. So it looks like definitely we're in for a somewhat slower game than last time.
Sure.
Okay, it looks like he's going to Commune again.
Sure.
Murderous Cut. Oh,
Wow.
great.
That's really good.
Yeah. Obviously, he chose to wisely, in my opinion, chose to side in the Banishing Lights, and he was able to get it into his hand. It's an enchantment. And Alex does see that, by the way. So he's gonna have to be a little bit more conservative in how he plays it.
All I see over there is a Hornet Queen. That's just trouble for Alex over there.
Yeah. Because he does already have he's only 2 lands away already. Evan over there.
And in my best decision, Alex should play the Courser first and then play his lands. That way he can gain a life.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, he didn't do it. Oh, okay.
Well, I guess he thought to get more power on the board is more important at this point.
Sure.
Which, I gotta disagree with him. Alright, so Evan, end of his turn, cracks his Heath to fetch a forest. Gotta love fetch lands.
Which is a good thing because in RTR there were a bunch of shock lands that you can just abuse, and now you got something to take the place of that, which is really, really good.
Yeah, and the probably the best thing about the fetch lands is that they take the lands out of your deck.
Ooh.
So you're stuck with it. Alright, looks like he's gonna cut the Polykranos. Very good play. It looks like he
Oh man.
is able to cast that for I believe 1 or 2. So again, very good card for this matchup, especially with all the communes and stuff going to the grave.
Oh man, he's probably just gonna
Evan's definitely got the upper hand at this point.
He's probably just gonna Siege Rhino him.
Siege Rhino?
Oh man.
There's 3.
Yep. Siege Rhino, that puts 6 points of life difference between the two, which I think a lot of people underestimate. They just look at 3. 3 is not all that much, but it's really the difference that counts, I think. Because they're getting 3 points of life further from you, and you're getting 3 points more. So, all right. So now he does the Courser, reveals a forest. Nice.
Thins out the deck a little bit.
Yep. Plays it from the top, gains him a little bit of life, and gets another one. So that Courser is definitely going to come in handy. Because, that's a whole, getting the lands out of your deck so you can get the creatures is a lot of what this deck's about. And
oh no.
he's going to play Hunt the Hunter, give it +2/+2, and fight and kill the Siege Rhino, it looks like.
Or attempt, because that's only a 2 power, a 2/6 versus a
4/6, yeah.
Versus a 4/5, which he probably didn't think that through.
Oh yeah. Weird. But anyway, Evan plays Urborg. Great land for him right now because he's a little black. Well, not really, because he does have the Citadels and everything. But
oh man.
All right, so Scythian Retin, reveal the top 8, and he does have the Siege Rhino, so he gets to get possibly 2 creatures.
Oh man.
Man.
That's really, really
Looks
good.
like Siege Rhino and the Ram. Yep.
Ooh. Drain him again.
Gets to drain again. And get double Rhino out there. Yeah, Abzan's got a lot of momentum going here.
One thing I particularly like about Nyx Fleece Ram is a lot of mid-range decks put that inside now, mostly because some games are just particularly go on longer than for them, and against aggro, that's just a great card.
Yeah, Nyx Fleece Ram's a great card against aggressive because again you're gaining life, and 5 toughness blocks everything. So swings, takes the 4 from first Rhino, and again Alex is in a little bit of a pickle here. And that Nykthos is really pretty useless.
He can only activate it for 3 if he activates
which is, actually, technically speaking, it is somewhat of a profit, because if you tap Nykthos and 2 forests, you're doing 1 generic and 2 green, whereas if you do it with Nykthos, you get 3 green. But, so, again, nothing really significant, but that Nykthos on the top, really not a good value for Courser, because if he does choose to play it, he'll gain the life and he'll get that off the top, but he will have to sacrifice his other one, so he won't gain any lands overall. So it looks like,
oh man,
yep, another Courser,
and he gains 2 life now.
So he elects to play it from his hand, which, yeah, probably what I would have done. And that also gets his devotion up there to 5, which he activates to be able to play Polykranos. Yeah.
Let's see if Mono Green can make it back.
Very good playing with somewhat limited board state on the part of Alex here, but gains a life.
Honestly, for Evan here, I would just
It's another Land War Wastes.
I would just get Elspeth out there and just wreak havoc out there.
Wreak havoc.
Or wreak havoc as the thing. Oh man. That's even worse.
That's pretty good as well. Getting out the Hornet Queen before Mono Green can is a pretty good chance of victory at that point. So getting the Hornet Queen with 4 Death Touch Hornets, 1/1. So it's got a total of 6 power in the air, plus the two Rhinos. So really the muscle of the board is definitely on the side of Evan right now. But he does have the Polykranos, so we'll see. One of the plays I really like is to be able to monstrous off Polykranos and just pick off the tokens. Because of the wording, they will kill Polykranos because they do deal damage to them, and they do have Death Touch, but it's usually a worthy trade-off to get all those flyers out of there. But he's going to swing for 8 with his Rhinos. He's going to block 1 and take the other. Yeah.
I got a 9.
No real surprise there. Polykranos kind of puts a block on any kind of Siege Rhino aggressive strategy, because 4/5 kind of hurts, because Polykranos kills it no problem, but 1 toughness shy, 1 power shy being able to kill the Polykranos. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we got 7 devotion now, so he gonna be able to start going to town. I see the Doom Engine in his hand.
And Alex is probably not liking the land on top of his deck.
Which is just fantastic at this moment. Even though he does have the Siege Rhino, he's probably not going to want to sacrifice that, because that's his only real power. Well, aside from the tokens, of course.
He's probably going to monstrous Polykranos for a lot.
7 green mana?
Not sure. Let's see. But it's activating Nykthos again for the 7.
Yeah, 7. Which means if he does it for 8, Polykranos could do it for 4, correct? Oh, no. Ooh, that's even worse.
9. Polykranos, if you have 9 mana, you can do Polykranos for 4. Okay. So you take 1 off the top.
Okay.
Because it's green and 2x. So he got 7 mana, played Nykthos, did it again. Let's see what is he gonna pour that into Polykranos or into Monstrous for 6.
Polykranos fight the Hornet Queen and all 4 of its tokens.
And there's a worthy trade-off right there.
Yep.
Getting rid of all the Death Touch tokens.
Yeah. Oh, picks off the Hornet Queen and all of her followers. So again, he loses the Polykranos, but and then he plays the Voyaging Satyr. So he still got 1. He only lost 1 devotion overall. So that was a pretty solid play. Again, he still has that Doom Engine, which could potentially turn this game around.
Oh, Commune. Okay.
Another Commune. Going to come in handy if he has another cut. Some resources. Ashen Rider, Elvish Mystic, Hornet.
Oh, gosh.
Yep. Looks like he's almost definitely going to take that Hornet Queen again. Yeah, that's really I want to say that's probably the only real option. Because he still only has the 7 mana. He does not have the 8 to cash the Ashen Rider, and even then, doesn't really have any juicy targets.
Okay.
Yep, takes the Hornet Queen. Definitely the right choice in my estimation.
If he's thinking about Banishing Light, I would Banishing Light the Voyaging Satyr, because that could just untap Nykthos and do it again, over and over and over.
Alright, so he does play the Banishing Light, and yep, he chooses the Satyr. Wise choice. It takes away one more devotion, and again, gets can eliminate those Nykthos shenanigans. And the nice part about this is that even if he double blocks with 2 coursers, it's only 4 power, so it's still not quite up to the 5 power needed to kill the Rhino. So
it's probably just, in my opinion, I would just take it. But I don't know. Let's see what he's gonna do.
No, he's pretty low, but yep, looks like he's gonna take it. Must be either risky or just really confident in what he's got, which I'd be too. Again, he's got the Doom Engine.
Play a Forest, gain 2 life.
One, he has 2 coursers, so he knows he's going to gain at least 2 life every turn.
Fine.
Right?
Tap 1 more.
So activates Nykthos, looks like.
Let's go to
Yep.
Doom Engine.
So he gets Nykthos, 1, 2. Gets 5 from the Nykthos, taps 1 more for 6 to get the Doom Engine out there. And I really think you're going to see just how good of a sideboard card this can be against a deck like Abzan. Kind of politely reminding him, yeah, you have a nice 4/5 Rhino that, you should probably untap.
Oh man, what's he gonna do?
He's gonna play
Hornet
he's
Queen.
gonna play that Hornet Queen again.
He's just been sitting on that Elspeth the entire
Which,
game.
at this point, it might turn into kind of a back and forth of 6. None of the Hornet stuff can block the Doom Engine, so the Doom Engine is going to 6 him, at least if he doesn't block it with the Siege Rhino, and then he's going to 6 back in the air with the Hornet Queens, and it could go back and forth, but we'll see. Yep, it's filtering through those lands.
Play Forest, gain 2.
And man, really kind of needs something more substantive, even with the Doom Engine. Yeah. So again, the only thing that can block it right now is the Rhino, and even though it's not a profit or even a trade, so he's still gonna swing with it. And Evan's pretty high up in the life at this moment, so he's gonna take the 6.
Play an Elvish.
Again, 6. It's a pretty strong punch to the face to take it once.
Yeah, Evan, make sure you untap everything. Don't forget that trigger as well. That Mixed Fleece Ram trigger is very, very big.
Well, over time, it'll keep you in there. But he has an Elspeth, so it looks like that's what he's going to go for right here.
Oh, man.
Sure.
Just threat after threat after threat.
Yeah.
That's just not good for mono green over there.
And gets 3 tokens, which either that or the -3 might have been solid. I think he might have waited to attack the Siege Rhino and played it in main phase 2, and then -3 to get rid of that Doom Engine. But I don't know. Yep, look like he's gonna swing with all of his powerful stuff.
Block the Siege Rhino with the Silver Carried.
Some character blocks Siege Rhino. 1 still tramples through, so he's taking 7 here.
Oh,
Man. Must be pretty frustrating to anyone who does get something. It's not anything really helpful. He's got plenty of mana. He needs stuff to pump into it. But yeah, he knocks off Elspeth. Again, a wise choice, because you definitely don't want an ultimate to go off for Elspeth.
That would just make the Hornet Queen even more scary.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, so Evan, pretty much trying to figure out how to close this game out at this point, which
He could
should be
just
pretty easy.
potentially
Just-
swing out and...
Yeah, he's just going to swing out, which I believe is lethal at this point.
He's got lethal with just the tokens over there.
Yep.
There's the hand.
There it is. One Abzan pulls out in game 2, so we're going to game 3. This is pretty interesting matchup. Let's see. I don't see any sideboard changes. I think both had a very solid strategy, so we should be getting right into it here. So you can see, going first had a pretty big advantage on the mono or the Abzan side, because again they have a lot of similar threats like Hornet Queen and bigger creatures. It's just whoever goes first, is going to be able to ramp into them faster.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, I'm kind of I think mono green is probably still going to win, but kind of rooting for Abzan a little bit because it is my favorite color combination, and I like playing graveyard decks. I think they're really fun. But let's see.
I wonder if Alex actually sided in the second Nelia from his sideboard earlier, but I don't think he did.
I doubt it.
It would be good, yes.
Yeah, it's a 6/6 for 4, but I don't really see any particular benefit it would have in this matchup. And if it would, he can easily chord for it, chord for the one in his deck.
Game 3.
All right, got each other's decks. Getting into the final showdown of this matchup. Go Abzan.
I don't know. I kind of like.
But I think we really seen, both these players are really, really very skilled. I would say I haven't, again, besides the game going on a little bit longer than it should have last game, with forgetting that Nihilate gives them trample. I really haven't seen any real errors. Got a Doom Engine, got a Forest, a Nykthos, a Courser.
Evan's
but
hand over there
Alex
is really scary.
Wow.
I already see the Siege Rhino over there in Evan's hand.
So Alex will be on the play, so I guess he thought that was a little bit too risky. But all I'm seeing is a bunch of lands.
There's a Siege Rhino in the middle right there.
Yeah. Personally, I'm more partial to taking a lot of land hands because you'll have the resources and you're statistically more likely to draw into stuff if you have lands right now. Again, it works the same way with being statistically likely to draw into lands if you just have stuff, but those lands, the resources take time to build up no matter what you have, whereas if you have a lot of land hands, you've already built those up, so as soon as you draw anything that you're statistically likely to, you can go to town. But looks like Evan's going to keep that, and this is the third game in a row that mono green has mulled. Might just be bad luck, might just be Alex might be a little bit more picky than Evan, but let's see. Right, cutting it up, and it looks like we're gonna get started. Let's check out this mull to 6.
Oh, much better.
Yeah, that's very solid. Again, he hitting those Doom Engines. He's getting very, very lucky with those. Yep. Again,
mana acceleration.
pretty much the best scenario for a mono green deck. or really a mid-range deck. But turn 1 Scry land's okay too. It looks like another land on top.
I thought I
Not
saw
sure.
a ram. I don't know. I didn't see it fully.
Yeah.
Attack for 1.
Yeah, attack for 1. And now he's gonna play the Caryatid. Yeah. So yeah, already 4 land out there and 1 damage. Good start for mono green.
Yep, there's the ram. That one.
Yep, looks like it was.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Plays Elvish Mystic and Sandstep Sigil.
I thought Evan would play the ram, but
Abzan's always going to be a little bit slower because it does have to take time for the tap lands to get all the colors out there.
looks like Alex is thinking about something fun that he can play in his hand.
I mean, next turn he can get the, assuming he hits his land drops, he can get the Doom Engine out there already, which could definitely prove, well, that's pretty good too. And no, looks like he misses his land drop, but still a turn 3 Polykranos is no joke.
Let's see if Evan's going to get turn 4 Siege Rhino.
Turn 3.
Or turn 3 Siege Rhino, sorry.
Looks like it.
Yep,
there it is. Oh yeah, we saw that he had it in hand. But drains 4/3 and gets 3 life.
And he has 2 Nyx
But again,
in there.
the unfortunate position of having Polykranos and on the other side of the table when you have a ram, it's just not really much you can do about that. You can hold it off for 1 turn, but then in that case you basically paid 4 mana to gain 3 and have them lose 3, which you could definitely do better with as far as value goes. But he does hit his land drop. And seeing an Nylea in there, which you could actually play right now. He might actually do that because it will be a creature. That'll be the 5th devotion he needs. But again, he knows Siege Rhino can't do anything about it, so he's going to swing, and Evan's going to take it.
And they're even.
Yep,
right
there
now.
goes an Nylea. 5 devotion, 6/6, and again, all the stuff has trample. Hopefully they'll remember that this time. Another Malady. Scrying never hurts. See the Unwritten I see there. Which
would be very good right now.
It's very good because he does have the ram, but he doesn't. He needs 6 mana to play it, and I don't know if he wants to take another 5 just to
that's
just
actually
to be able to
really
get it.
good
But,
right
oh
now.
yeah. Yep, gets Polykranos. Yeah, that's the perfect choice there because not only does that get Polykranos, it takes away the devotion. So Nylea is just basically just an enchantment there, giving trample to a Sylvan Caryatid. So yeah, great play on Evan. Swings in there, gets in there for 4, and should be able to play the See the Unwritten, and again have a creature with power 4 or greater, so he could potentially get 2 creatures out of there.
Hopefully, Hornet Queen or.
No, but he did get another forest, so looks like Doom Engine's on the horizon here. Doesn't give him any devotion, but again, that's 6 damage.
Only my turn.
No, looks like he just passes.
He's probably
Does he have a cord?
Yeah, he has a cord in his hand. He's
Yeah.
probably going to do that at the end of turn and get maybe a.
He can cord for.
He's probably going
He
to
can
get.
cord for 3, so
He's probably going to get a Courser or Crewfix. And
yeah. I'm gonna fetch a Courser, which again will get his devotion up and just get him to some more stuff, filter out those lands. But yep, there goes the Unwritten. So reveals the top 8. He can take up to 2 creatures that he finds.
the only thing I see there is an Ashen
Yeah,
Rider.
he just gets the Ashen Rider, unfortunately.
And the 2 Elspeths in the.
But again, well, unfortunately, Ashen Rider is a extremely good card, but well, really kind of unfortunately at this point because the only thing he can exile is the Elvish Mystic.
It says target permanent, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
So
Excuse
technically
me.
he can
Thank
exile
you for
Nelia.
catching that. Yep, he can get Nelia because she is a permanent, even though she's not a creature.
Mm.
Yeah, it's still.
That was really, really good.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Pass turn. At the end of your turn, Court of Calling for 3. Courser prefix. Cut.
And see the top card. Oh,
Arbor Colossus, nice.
Go to my turn.
Hunt the
Hunt
Hunter.
the Hunter again. Very nice. Can potentially use that to... Well, no, he can't because the Siege Rhino is 5 toughness.
You can do it to Arbor Colossus, right?
Yep, yeah.
On my turn.
Fortunately, oh wait, Arbor Colossus has reach. Never mind. He can block Ashen Rider with that.
Yeah. Ashen Rider is only a 5/5. So that kind of puts a damper on the thing. But again,
His other effect.
But again, it will be able to basically trade because when the Ashen Rider dies, you can exile something else. So he could knock off the Colossus in any event. Oh, gets another one. Nice.
Sure.
So some pretty good stuff from both sides here.
He's predicting that the game's gonna last a little longer, so he's just gonna play that Ram, gain some more life.
Yep, that never hurt anyone. Can stall out that Courser, all day if it just comes down to those two creatures for whatever reason.
All right.
But
Let's see what Alex does with that.
pretty good choice because again, the Arbor Colossus can only block one of them. So if he blocks the Rhino, he'll still get in for 5. If he blocks the Ashen Rider, he will still be able to exile the Rider and get in there for 4 with the Rhino. Well, assuming he doesn't want to sacrifice his carry tit or something.
Of course, in this opinion, I would block the Siege Rhino and then Monster's Arbor Colossus and then kill the Ashen Rider. That would be a better thing in my opinion, but
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I'll block Arbor Colossus to the Siege Rhino.
oh, he does it.
Yeah, blocks the thing, takes 5. And Genesis Hydra on top. Pretty good. What he really needs right now, though, is Nykthos.
That would be excellent.
Because he does have 7 devotion. That could really, maximize on those X spells.
Actually, he could hunt the Hunter and fight Ashen Rider, but
There wouldn't be any reason to, though.
yeah.
Oh, in my turn.
I mean, either way, Arbor Colossus is going to die. So what he's probably going to do is Monstrous in response to his attacking with it this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So you got 2 cards in hand?
Yes.
Entering combat?
Sure.
1, 5.
Oh man, he's swinging out.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, could swing with the Ram, technically, but...
It wouldn't do anything.
Wouldn't do much good at all. Yeah.
Declare blocks. Courser prefix. Block Elvish Mystic.
Yep, looks like he's gonna
Block
monstrous.
everybody
Or-
Wait,
else
is he triple blocking or?
Looks like it.
before damage is dealt. Tap 6.
Oh no.
Oh, he's in response.
Yeah, he's-
Arbor Colossus.
In response, monstrous, gonna kill the rider.
Target Ashen
which Rider dies, gets another exile trigger, which is probably gonna he's gonna use it to just do the Arbor Colossus anyway. But he got all his power out of the air.
Still. These die. Your mystic dies. I take no damage.
Yep. So he did declare those as blockers before he tapped for mana. So again, pretty good, wise choice.
Colorless green.
Okay.
So carry added.
Carried, always a good thing. And
White.
another ram. Fun.
The Ram, that 2 life of turns is gonna add up. No doubt about it.
Ooh.
Potentially good card, but really no resources to cast it with.
Last resort, only play in this situation. Genesis Hydra.
Genesis Hydra for 1? Is that?
Reveal
Yeah,
for
for
one.
one.
Okay.
No, and he
Oh.
he just gets into his hand. Very, very good.
Ooh.
Or no, it doesn't get into his hand. He gets it, and then he gets to he did that to shuffle his library.
See if he can get anything good.
And
on
Horn Queen's
top.
good, but not when you don't have any resources for it. Really, a really great interaction with the Courser there, seeing what you have on top, with any kind of shuffling effects like the fetch lands and whatnot.
Ooh.
Arbor Colossus, a little better, but again, he's still only on 4 lands. He does only have to get another one though, which shouldn't really be difficult since that's what the Courser's there for. But again, get 2 life a turn. It's definitely gonna be an advantage.
Of course, all Evan has to do here is... Oh, okay.
Alright. Commune with the Gods. Top 5 gets an enchantment or a creature into his hand. Yep. Only choice is Carrited. And if nothing else, he filtered 4 lands.
Which he really doesn't need right now.
Yeah, he doesn't need. At most, he needs 1 more land to get up to that magic 7 for the Queen.
And there. Let's see if Alex has got something.
Blocks.
He already knows what's on top, so he doesn't need to
Right.
see that anymore. Another Carried.
Yep. Again, another area where Course is pretty good in that 4 toughness. Does have Trample, the Siege Rhino, but it is 4 power, so that Courser was thankfully able to absorb every point of that damage. You really can't afford to take anything right now. Oh, he does have a Voyaging Satyr. I see.
A potential play.
But kind of a shame because if you kept that Courser, he might have a forest or something on top of his library right now, so he would be able to potentially get that Arbor Colossus out there. But see, I don't really see a way for Mono Green to get out of this.
And him playing
Abzan's
that.
just way ahead.
And him playing that. What is it? Ashen Rider.
2 white.
Right now is gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt him.
Cast action.
Yep, Ashen Rider.
Trigger.
Ooh.
I think the play is just get the Satyr, because Genesis Hydra is all it is a 1/1 now.
And all he does is that.
Box it. Yep.
And there you go.
There it is. Wow. I was hoping for it. I didn't think it would happen, but yeah, Abzan takes this 2-1. Very, very, very solid performances on part of both players. Abzan just got. I think really Abzan was just a little bit more lucky in that case. But you know,
Mono Green has its days.
Yeah. When Mono Green has its days, it really has its days.
And let's see what's on top. Oh.
Another Arbor Colossus, so that wouldn't have helped anyway. Yeah, so this has been another commentary, in this case between Alex playing Mono Green Devotion and Evan playing Abzan Midrange. Hope you've enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe to be notified for more videos in the future. Thanks, guys.